Yo guys, it is Ash here. Welcome. I have been a bit absent because I have just came back from being on holiday with my family. Went out to the Gran Canaria for about 2 weeks. Great fun. Just got back in this morning. Got to cover all the news because it's been crazy. We've dropped basically 5 points that we could have won. I don't think we if we had a striker we would have easily won both of those games in my opinion. Unbelievable performance against Liverpool. Obviously it was being clouded over by the ISAK situation, but last night there was the Champions League draw and Newcastle United posted it properly this morning. Here's my cat. He's came to say hello. So we have got at home Barcelona, which is going to be an unbelievable fixture at St James's Park. Like that's going to be absolutely crazy. By the way, that's going to be one of the best atmospheres from back in the 90s and stuff. It's going to be crazy. Benfica again, another great team. We've got PSV and Atletico Bilbao. So very interesting four fixtures at home. Out of these, I think we can beat Bilbao, PSV. Benfica is going to be a close one. I think I think it's going to be close. I think the chances are it could either be a draw or it's going to be Benfica may edge it. But it depends on what the atmosphere is like. Because if the atmosphere is really going for us, and obviously when I get into it, we're going to have Woltemade and stuff later. We could potentially win this game of Benfica and then lose Barcelona. I doubt we're going to beat Barcelona. Lamine Yamal's been absolutely smashing it in at the moment. He's different gravy. Right, and then the away fixtures. We've got PSG again, which obviously back in the Champions League that we were in 2 seasons ago, we had that horrific handball incident. And I don't even remember. It was in like the penalty box where it got flicked up. Whose hand was it? Was it like Fabian Shaw or something? I can't remember whose hand it went against. It was like super close range. The hand was against the body. And they were like, no, it's a penalty. Which basically got us out of the Champions League. It was the most annoying thing ever. But we slapped them at home 4-1. That was one of the best games I've seen us play. Leverkusen. We'll lose. I would imagine we'd probably lose PSG away. Leverkusen, I'll probably say we're going to lose Leverkusen away, just for how they've been. Marseille, God, we really don't have that some great draws here for the away fixtures. I think we'll beat Union. Was it Berlin Union? Is that? I think that's actually their name. Away, Marseille, we could win. I think we're going to beat Union and Marseille, but I think Leverkusen and PSG will lose away. So great fixtures, to be fair. It's going to be some amazing stuff. I might see if I can even get away to one of the away fixtures. I'll have a look, see what the stuff's going to be like. But either way, getting on to this. So after the Liverpool game, Yasir Al Ramian, I can never say his name, is the chairman that we have from the PIF basically. He's not really been around, and he came and had a meeting with ISAK after the Liverpool game, and then all of it's kind of kicked off since. So I think he's kind of pushing everything out now because there's been a lot of movement gone on since then. Unbelievable game, by the way. Amazing. This is exactly what I've been talking about. Bruno's world class. He just puts 110% effort in it every time. Gordon, the tackle, at first when I first saw it, I didn't think it was a red card. And then I looked back at it, that's because I was watching it on my phone. I didn't see, obviously, it really did go to the side. It looked to me like he's pulled out of the tackle and then got his sock at the bottom, which pulled it down, but he didn't. He really did get the side. At a different time, if he was going faster, it could have potentially been a really bad leg break. It's kind of one of those tackles for me. It's like an orange because he's pulled out. But yeah, I get it. But at the same time, is he only in that position really because we don't actually have a striker there? Because he wouldn't have done that normally. I mean, he is a very aggressive player, and does go for tackles like that. But he was trying to bring up the tempo. So I don't know. I don't blame him, but at the same time, I get why it was a red card because it was a bit of a reckless and dangerous challenge. Right. So here we go. So after that, what happened was we then did a few bids towards Strand Larsen, which at Wolves, which I do think that still could happen for £60 million. I honestly feel like we could be getting Strand Larsen as our second striker still, because we are still progressing this. As of the last few days, we've still been going in for this. And I don't think we would have put an offer in at this point a couple of days ago if we did not think we were going to have him as our potentially second/first striker, because we have signed Stuttgart's Woltemade that I have brought up the other day. So yeah, as you can see, we signed. The fee was agreed yesterday, and it was announced yesterday. So the contracts and everything and all that stuff would have been in negotiations would have been getting through when we still would have been putting bids in for Strand Larsen. So I have a feeling we're trying to get both of these, and then that means that we will be getting rid of ISAK to Liverpool, and we will not be taking Visser, which is going to be very interesting because obviously both of them have been gone on strike, which shows I get Visser's situation in the way that he wants Champions League football and he's not going to get it for Brentford, but it's, yeah, I know people are saying like, oh, Newcastle fans are hypocritical because Visser's doing the same thing that Isak's doing. Obviously Isak's situation is much worse what he's doing with obviously having his full contract, he's a young player. Like there's not really much leverage of what Isak's done, whereas like obviously Visser's a bit different situation with him being so old. He's about 29 now, same as me. But either way, I don't condone that. I'm not a fan of either of those. I think Isak's an unbelievable player, and I would love for him to abstain and to have not done any of this. But it is what it is. I think it's best for everyone that he gets moved on. But this was someone that I was looking at that I have said that I was very happy and looking forward to is on a similar level that I said as like Pav, Samu and Woltemade. These were like the level of that I was hoping to get for our first striker going forward with years to go of potential improvement. So we're going to go through it. So as you can see here, about £65 million with 4 million add on. So that is a club record, I will say that, and I'm pretty sure Isak was £63 million, so it was just under this. However, unbelievable sign, very happy with this. Then obviously we're going to get a load of money from Isak when he goes. So he does no this bit here. He doesn't have time to play to be in the lead squad. So unfortunately we don't know what that won't happen. Gordon's going to be missing, so we're going to be having Osula up front for sure for that one. I don't see a world and there's someone else. And then also this. Basically, they've not given Woltemade number 9. They've given him number 27, which I think is very good. And it's something that we've started to do, is we've basically been trying to push people to earn the number 9 t-shirt, which is how it should be. Like Isak earned the number 9 t-shirt, but obviously didn't take it because he likes number 14. Obviously, we had Callum Wilson, which was like kind of given to it, but since like under the new ownership and stuff, we're kind of going back to how it used to be. Like we want to have the pinnacle number 9 is like obviously like Shearer back in the day. So if Woltemade scores some goals, like I would say obviously you want like in 3 games you would want 2 goals. I would say. For a really good number 9, that's a very good output, which is sort of the Isak levels and the top striker levels of the world, in my opinion. So we're gonna go through Foot Mob and see both stats here. This top bit I'm gonna have to ignore this bit because this is only showing the current Bundesliga season. I've got the bit below that shows the old one. This here is their traits. So obviously you can see here he's like what 6'7". I think he's the same height as Dan Burn, so it's going to be crazy seeing that. However, he's different to Dan Burn because he is actually really fast. It's very strange. But yeah, look, so he is 23 years old, 24 in February, so he's still young, younger than Alexander Isak. But yeah, he's very good. He's obviously a German international. A lot of people have had eyes on him, whether it's Bayern Munich and stuff like that. So it's unbelievable that we actually got this over the line. So here's to have a look through this, see what he's like. So obviously his touches are really good. He has 96% chances created. So just to give a sort of a rundown of what this actually shows. So it's the chart highlights those statistical strengths and weaknesses in comparison to similar players. So here, for example, a player with 90% ranking on chances created means that they create more than 90% of other players in that position. Okay. So, for example, if I do a shot, the average is 1 shot, and it says 100%, I presume that means they create 2 shots. Presuming. So, chances created, 96%, that's like very high. Aerial duels win, or I would I would be surprised it's only 70%. If anything, I'm surprised it's not higher with how tall he is. Shots attempts, yeah, like these stats are very well rounded and very good. And obviously the defensive contributions. This you will see in comparison to ISAK. ISAK has barely any of this. So I feel like Eddie Howe is going to make this part of his game go down, and it might then push him up to potentially try and be a bit more of that archetype. I can't even say that word. The typical centre forward, basically, and win more of these aerial duels. Create like kind of like the to hold up play. Isak's done that quite a few times. You get it up, get everyone up forward. Be your wingers. Obviously, you get your centre forward to bring it down and smash it on to get Elanga or Gordon in behind. Shots attempted good. So right, let's have a quick look at Isak. So Isak, more shots attempted, which again, that could be a good thing, because if we get more shots attempted on Woltemade, he's obviously got a very good conversion rate. Bear in mind, this is also so this is obviously just compared to other forwards. So Isak and Woltemade will be under the same comparison for this. But yeah, like look at his defensive and aerial duels. This matters less. Obviously, you like having aerial duels won quite high for forwards, just for scoring headers and stuff. But yeah, the Isak's game, obviously, shots attempted, goals, he's an incredibly good finisher, and chances created very good. Like, they're not too dissimilar. Isak's obviously leaps and bounds above him at the moment, but he's still got a few years on him. And obviously, we'll see what Eddie Howe can do, because he's about to be nearly 2.5 years, I'll say, ahead of him. His birthday is about to come up, so he's about to be 26. So we'll come down to here, sort of where it shows. This is off last season. So this kind of goes off. So this will be under the Bundesliga that this shows, and whereas this shows the Premier League. You'll very much see, just by me flicking it back and forward, that Isak has a lot more green. But that is because of the teams. You need to also take into account is it's not the same. So as you can see here, Isak's got expected goals of like he scored more goals than what was expected, because he was very clinical at that. Same with Woltemade, which is very good to see. You want strikers to be clinical. You want to have an XG. Having high XG, not too dissimilar to your goals, is kind of what you want, just so you know that your strikers doing the right sort of things. He's also does penalties, so does Isak. And then we'll go down shots. You see his shots are much lower. However, that's something that I'm not too bothered by, because that's something that can be fixed in training and based on the team and how they're set up and everything. Because if he just starts taking more shots, then obviously that shoots up. Which obviously his shots on target, but compared to the number of shots, is really high. Like as you can see, it's like I don't even know what. It's just over 50%. And then this is just under 50%, so there you go. But yeah, I think that it's a very, like look, you see successful dribbles, he's got good dribbles. It's a very, 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 very good signing. And like I said, to get Woltemade in and potentially Strand Larsen, do you know what, I'll get Strand Larsen up on there. We'll have him with Woltemade. Sorry. Strand Larsen, here we go. So, he's also very tall, 193. But obviously, at the end of the day, he's a great prospect to have, and he's played in the he's played obviously in the Premier League football. So, as you can see from last season, decent goals, better than the XG. Again. I just, as a whole, without going into complete depth, obviously Green's really good, and then Eddie Howe's just going to make everything better. Successful crosses, this does not matter, because you would imagine they're probably not really going to do that. Long ball accuracy, this is something that is quite useful to know for our team, especially because we have a lot of wingers that go in behind, so that would be very useful. The passing accuracy is not great, but obviously it's under Wolves. So a lot of the stuff you've got to take with a pinch of salt and just try and watch the player. Watch some highlights of the player, because obviously the teams are different in how they set up. I think Woltemade's amazing for the team, and I'm so happy we got him over the line. If we could get Strand Larsen over, I will be very, very happy with this transfer season and get rid of Isak. And like all we've done is strengthen everywhere on the side. It's been a very, very good transfer window, and our team has just been overlooked because of the ISAK situation. So I personally can't wait to see what this season's going to hold. It's going to be a very good Champions League football, and like I said, I will be back very soon with some more football highlights and stuff, and go through any other transfers that come through. But it's gonna be interesting where we go from here. Only good things to say. Unlike for Manchester United, which is in a crisis at the moment after losing to Grimsby on penalties. Anyway, right. Much love. Peace.